The Quick Lane Bowl at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, 5:15 in the afternoon, the day after Christmas, between the Minnesota Golden Gophers and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
So we got two sitter-outers for Minnesota in this matchup. Linebacker Blake. That's what we're calling.
We trademarked that term.
I can't think of a better phrase, so that's what we're going to call him. But you have linebacker Blake Cashman, who led the team in tackles for the Golden Gophers, and offensive tackle Donnell Greene. So that's going to be a bit rough there for Minnesota. Georgia Tech is actually going to be running on high on emotion after finding out head coach Paul Johnson is resigning his position after 40 years on the job. You won't say he's done coaching, but he is going to take a hiatus. He said, his family has been behind him the whole time, and it's time that he spends more time with them. So pretty amazing. He's 61. So if he's coached for 40 years, that means from the time he was 21, he's been coaching, which is a lot of times how it goes. But it's just insane to think about. Like, your only job has ever been coaching of some sort. So Georgia Tech, high on emotion because of that. On the offensive side of the ball, the Golden Gophers is Minnesota's Tyler Johnson. He tied the school record with 6 games of at least 100 yards receiving this year and racked up 1,100 yards receiving, although he hasn't played quite as well with newer freshman quarterback Tanner Morgan. Tanner Morgan coming in as a replacement, and we'll see how he fares in this one. Georgia Tech's offense doesn't rely much on the air attack, so look for them to pound this cashmanless defense into oblivion with triple option. Yep, you're 100% right. And it's actually interesting because Paul Johnson is one of the few coaches that still likes running the triple option, and a majority of the other teams that run the triple option have coached under Paul Johnson.
Right.
So with Paul Johnson leaving coaching for a while, will the triple option die? Will it stay? Will it kind of fade out? Unknown at this point. So it could be one of the last times you see Georgia Tech run the triple option in its history. I'll be curious to see if the triple option stays with the Yellow Jackets after Johnson leaves. And honestly, nothing too exciting in this one. You know how I feel about the triple option. Not a big fan. But I have the Yellow Jackets squeaking this one out 28-21.
Squeaky squeak.
Squeak!
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch the triple option for Georgia Tech just control time of possession in the game. If they're leading going into the fourth quarter, you can expect like a 6-minute, 7-minute drive there in the fourth quarter, just taking all of the time off as much as they can, taking that ball down to under 5 seconds before they snap it. Long drive to end the game if Georgia Tech is winning. If Minnesota is able to jump on top early, then Georgia Tech is in trouble. And I think Minnesota can do that. Tyler Johnson's going to have a big day, 100 yards, 2 scores, and Minnesota wins this one. Georgia Tech unable to come back, and unfortunately, Paul Johnson leaves with not a victory.
The triple option just makes a football game feel like a high school basketball game. Like, there's no shot clock. Nobody's in a hurry to do anything. And you get scores like 21-25. And it's just, to me, it's the worst. I hate watching it. I'm not a fan. Like, I like the Big 12 because they just sling it around. You have guys throwing for 4,000 yards in a season, and that's the kind of football that I want to see in college.